Oh, the poll. What poll?
There was a poll, and now it's gone.
It should be still up there. I didn't stop it.
I can still see it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. There will be no intro this week. I'm still setting up my computer. I should be done this week. Therefore,
somebody break his computer before he finishes the intro.
The only intro worse than not having an intro, is that what you're saying, Terry?
Yeah, the only thing worse than not having an intro is having Jack Gunski's intro.
Well, we're gonna have Jack Gunski's intro. We're gonna have Jack Gunski's intro back. We're gonna have it. It's gonna be spiffy and new and shiny.
No, I quit the stream.
Oh, that's some bullshit. We have Willett Forge playing as Willett Forge in his leading role as Willett Forge.
Hi, Willett Forge.
Happy to be here, Tier. And I want to thank the Academy and Mom and Dad. Not my brother. He's a jerk.
Damn.
I preferred your indie role of Forge at Will.
That was the breakout role, yes.
I preferred you as Darwin Catsbringer. I really think you captured the essence of Darwin. Just me. I could be wrong.
Interesting. I thought he mastered the art of bringing cats.
See?
I do bring cats, that's for sure.
We're going to do the list a little later. I'm just doing only the next three. You know, we stopped at 30. We're going to stop at 33. You know, I was outvoted by democracy. I still should have rigged the fucking vote, but I didn't. I'm such a nice, kind leader.
If you want to bore everyone with the list, it's your stream. I say go for it.
Nah.
Yeah, just do it. Do what you gotta do. You know what?
You can do that.
You do.
So most of us are just gonna zone out.
I don't want a mutiny on my hands. You know, I saw the bounty.
Well,
We'll
considering
just
he's a
step
black
away and
widow,
come
what
back
happened
when
to
you're
him?
done.
Damn.
Considering that Terry is a black leader and the last black leader that had a dream got shot, he ain't taking any chances.
Nope, none. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to look at the top of your chat. There is a poll, but most importantly, there is a GoFundMe link to James Colley's GoFundMe. Now, James Colley just got kicked out of his trailer home because of that incident with the knife, and he could really use some help. So, anything you can spare for James, please let him get to it.
Who gave him a knife?
James, you should never have stabbed Cletus in the foot with the knife, all right? And you would never got kicked out.
He trying to take my piece of bean.
You should have let him have those damn beans.
It was one
mustard in a conservatory with the candlestick. I mean, come on.
Oh, boy.
Was there lube?
What's that lube? All right. I have my cup of tea, and I guess the first item I want to get to is on Twitter. I saw that they're talking about remaking "It's a Wonderful Life," and that pissed me off to no end.
No, I don't care.
Wow, not even like the how you or whatnot. We're just gonna jump right into the tomfuckery.
I'm sorry. How's everybody doing? It's a Wonderful Life.
Wow.
You saw that? I thought you saw the sign.
Yeah. Show us your kitties. All right. Hey, Sean. Hey, Keith. But like I said, they're talking about redoing it, and I was thinking like that movie is such a classic. It does not need a modern adaptation. It needs a touch up and a colorization, maybe.
Nope.
The Martin Wilson one holds up real well.
No. No, what I mean by colorization is like just make the smooth some of the older visual. Like you can tell it's a little old. You know,
Oh, it's a wonderful life.
It's got the sepia effect to it.
I think if you care about the movie, don't ruin it. No colorization,
Don't touch it.
anything like that. Just keep it as it was originally. If it's as good as you guys say, and I don't have any interest in watching it, but if it is as good as you guys say, then preserve it as it is. Don't touch it up. Don't colorize it.
Yep.
It is an
Oh,
excellent movie. You're never gonna find a leading man as good as Jim Stewart.
I disagree. I know the story for that movie.
In that role,
And Al Bundy, played by Ed O'Neill, much better.
no.
He probably could do a better job in that role,
Well, he did.
especially at his current age.
There is an episode called "It's a Bundyful Life," and it very closely mirrors the plot of the movie. Al Bundy wishes he'd never been born. Sam Kinison comes down from heaven as the angel Clarence and shows him what life would be like if he never did exist. And it turns out that his entire family is incredibly happy. And so Al Bundy, being a spiteful bastard, says, I am not letting that happen after all the bullshit. Well, he didn't say bullshit because it's a family show, but after all the crap they put me through, I'm not letting them be happy. I want to stay alive.
And somehow Sam Kinison gets his wings.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
exactly right.
that's a common trope in a bunch of different shows that's had it. It's been
Yeah.
it's been that.
I remember Charles in Charge did it.
Yeah, Charles in Charge, American Dad,
getting-
I think even Family
Having
Guy
a
did it.
life insurance policy that basically only meant he was of a value to anybody if he got run over by a garbage truck, and
Yeah.
just happened to happen.
No, it's very common to reverse the story in that manner. But
Yeah.
Married with Children was the first one I saw because I saw it when I was like a little kid. That's the one that stuck in my memory. That's the best version of the story.
That 70s show did a spoof on it.
Well, so
It did,
did Freaks and Geeks, actually. Probably my favorite twist on it. But
Again,
Yeah.
following what I said, it's
Every
a common
show-
trope amongst shows.
Yeah, every show
Okay.
every show does a version of It's a Wonderful Life. Every show does a version of It's a Christmas Carol of like a Christmas Carol. It's just like if the show runs long enough, they'll be like, okay, let's do it because it's just such a standard episode.
Yeah, long enough they'll do a
It's a
music
common
episode.
Mhm.
But anywho, I don't see what the big deal is. Jimmy Stewart did it, and then in the '80s they did a remake with some chick playing the role of Jimmy Stewart. I mean,
Shit.
what's the difference now?
They had a version of the Muppets. The Muppets did one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I
that
can
was a Christmas Carol.
I think I can answer this. The reason why is it's just going to be made. One, it's going to be made into a bunch of woke nonsense. Two, they need to stop remaking films or rebooting films that don't require it because all they're doing is trashing franchises and showing the moral bankruptcy that Hollywood already had.
But
even
see,
in a greater thing.
this is why I want them to keep doing it. Because if they keep making shit that doesn't sell, eventually they'll run out of money, and then Hollywood will go fuck itself and die. And then
Oh, I
that is
fucking wish,
like
but that hasn't
the
happened.
end goal. It might take 30, 40, 50 years, but as long as they stay on this trajectory, they will eventually run out of money and die, and I'm here for it.
Well, you gotta remember, they're like
man.
cockroaches. If
So- So Terry suffers from Schadenfreude.
Oh yeah, I live
He
for
doesn't suffer
Schadenfreude.
from it. He enjoys every
He
minute of it.
embraces every moment.
He embraces it. Yes, yes.
Schadenfreude is my reason for getting up in the morning.
Damn.
Schadenfreude?
Yeah. It's like
Cool.
I like seeing bad things happen to bad people, and Hollywood is bad people. So yeah, I hope they lose all their money.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, there are still some good people in Hollywood. There really
Yeah,
are.
Maybe like 3, but generally speaking, if you're in Hollywood, you're a prick.
I mean, Alec
Chris Evans is
Baldwin.
What?
He's
I mean,
the paragon of virtue.
Alec Baldwin is a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
my God.
If
There's
only by
nothing like
accident.
about him.
He's always on target. He never misses.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a straight shooter. I mean, let's see who else that actually lives in Hollywood. Uncle Phil was good, but he
Yeah,
dead.
He's dead.
He did though.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, Chris Pratt seems like a pretty cool dude.
He does.
I get the feeling though that he's not in Hollywood a whole lot.
Yeah,
No, that's
he
because
doesn't.
he's pretty
He doesn't
open
go.
about his Christianity.
I feel like he's one of those people that kind of
I
is
don't
there
know.
to work, and then when he's not working, he's elsewhere.
I don't know if he counts, but Steve Buscemi, from what I've heard, is a pretty decent dude.
Awesome,
Oh, yeah.
awesome man.
Rick Moranis.
Just amazing.
Oh yeah, Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Is one of
He's
the best.
retired though. He doesn't act anymore.
Well, when
He was
did
in a Mint Mobile commercial with Deadpool. What's his face?
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Whoever attacked him, remember when he got attacked? Whoever attacked him deserved to be punched straight in the dick 1,000,000,000
Wait,
times.
who
How
got
dare you
attacked?
Rick Moranis got attacked in New York.
Somebody should be assassinated, or should somebody
Punch in the
needs
dick
to
1,000,000,000
be
times.
found and
Not in a
then
fun
no
way.
longer able to be found again.
I agree.
Uh-huh. We should be able to free his soul and let Jesus handle it.
Let Jesus take the wheel on that one.
Yep.
Rick Moranis was one of my first. Like, aside from Sean Astin, Rick Moranis was one of my first crushes.
Okay, I can't fault you for Rick Moranis. He's goofy. But I still fault you for Sean Astin.
Feed me, Seymour.
Feed me all night long.
You can
You
judge
can-
me all you want.
My grandmother. That was one of my grandmother's favorite movies and musicals. So
Little Shop
all of
of
her
Horrors.
grandchildren, yeah, I could sing the entire score by memory because of her.
Because I'm your dentist.
Oh, God.
And I enjoy the pain that I inflict.
Okay, so
I am your
quick question: who the hell is Sean Astin? I know John Astin. He was like Gomez.
John
Sean Astin is actually Sean Astin. Sean Astin is. Shut up!
Wow.
Sean Astin is actually John Astin and Patty Duke's son.
Okay,
He and
so-
his brother Mackenzie both went into acting afterwards. Sean Astin played Samwise Gamgee in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so nothing I care
Yeah.
about. Okay.
I was
You
gonna
ever
say that would
watched,
be the most thing you'd most likely remember him from.
Nope, I have not and will not see The Lord of the Rings.
You ever seen the Goonies?
What's that?
You ever seen
The
the Goonies?
Nope.
'Cause
I
he was
Did you
in
see Toy Soldiers?
Nope.
yeah, he was in that.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. 51st Dates.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have seen that one. Is that the Adam Sandler one?
Yes.
Yeah, where Drew Barrymore keeps waking up in the same day.
He was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
brother in the fishnet T-shirt.
Yeah,
Okay,
and him,
I have seen something with him in it then.
yeah. I win.
I hate
Yeah,
you.
yeah. You found the movie Sean Astin is in that I've seen.
You found the one movie that he saw.
He's
All
probably.
right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
I say he's probably seen a few more and whatnot. We're just not all remembering them.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
you gotta
possible.
remember, I don't really care about movies, so I'm not a movie guy. So when you say, "Oh, in this movie that everyone's seen," it's like, "I'm not everyone. I haven't seen it."
I just figured you may have seen pictures or stuff.
No, my reasoning is I tried to read The Lord of the Rings, and it was so goddamn awful that I had no interest in seeing the movie based on the book that I had no interest in. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just not going to watch the movie.
Oh,
See, that's what I
you
like at
just
50
broke
First
my heart.
Dates.
See, the problem, Terry, is you tried reading it instead of singing it in the original Elvish.
Well,
There
maybe.
you go.
That's entirely different experience.
But the damage is done. I have officially lost all interest in Lord of the Rings. So
Wow.
curse the younger me for not singing it in Elvish, I guess. But it's too late now.
You probably should have read the version that was translated into Klingon.
Exactly. I believe Lord of the Rings is better than the original Klingon. Just me.
And it is a giant sea monkey, not a space leopard.
All right.
But, good question.
Yes.
You already
Does anybody,
next.
does anybody really care?
About what?
What?
Exactly.
Okay. I don't care.
Okay, then
I
the
have
answer is no.
no idea what the heck you were talking about. Does
Alright.
anybody care about what?
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Let me
That
There
was
you
read
go.
Before we get to
as,
this, and other news that really is kind of irrelevant, because I was bored while I was at the gym, and I figured something out. The typical for dumbbell bench press I've been doing with an 85-pound dumbbell in each hand, that's about 38.5 kilos, Terry, just for reference, is apparently the equivalent of doing a 234.16 pound bench press on a regular bench press. And I typically do that for like 3 sets of anywhere from 10 to 12, 13-ish.
Well, so strong. How you get so strong?
I almost make me wish I wasn't disabled just for the purpose of going to work out.
I lift heavyweight to make sad voice shut up.
Maybe I need to start lifting weight to make sad voice shut the fuck up. All right. We're just doing these three, 31, 32, and 33. All right. No one died. No one threatened to burn down my house. Even though
Well, I
that would be an
haven't found it
improvement.
yet.
There's the one that has a speed burden in front of it.
All right. So, as a quick refresher, the title of them are 100 Ways White People Can Make the Lives Less Infuriating for People of Color. And we read through all of them. I'll post up
I think as a refresher, we should go through the first 30 again because we haven't done it in a while. People need to catch up.
Number one!
Elon Musk, world's richest man. And
Yes.
All right. 31. If you have kids, buy them dolls of color and books with characters of color. Why? How did that make life less frustrating for Black people? Like the title said 100 ways.
say to pull the author's little racist toes on that. It's to get them acclimated to and used to people being different than them, being perfectly normal. And let me tell you what, with or without dolls of different colors, it's perfectly normal to kids. It's adults that mess their kids up on that.
I got one better for you, Will. Aren't they going to school?
You're the reason why your kids are racist against the white kids who are more than happy to play with them.
Mm-hmm. I love how it would, if you would do this, what if we flip this? Buy them white dolls and books with white people in them. Would that still be kosher?
Oh, hell no.
No. Because then, well, actually, it would be okay because you got to identify the white oppressor somehow.
Okay, only under that context.
Well, you got to know what a bad person really is. and he white.
Well, James,
But you have to buy the prison jumpsuit and handcuffs and leg iron accessory kit if you're buying the white Barbies.
Yeah.
Well, we're not playing Barbie's domestic abuse shelter, okay? We're just playing with dolls.
Well, in that context, Barbie's the abuser. She's the one with the prison jumpsuit and the handcuffs and leg irons. So, is this something we didn't know about Barbie's background?
It's Batter Me Ken, Battered Ken. You know, he has a black eye and he has a deep gash across his face. They came in the same set. Ken was cowering in fear.
Yeah, Ken's back there at a support group. Hi, my name's Ken. Hi, Ken.
You are enough. That's just buying dolls of color. Like your kids are. That's just stupid.
All right.
Yeah,
Number
but what
2.
on this list isn't?
I follow the whole thing of like for the dolls thing. It's like buy them the ones they want as long as it's not gonna break your bank or whatever. So it falls to that affordability.
True story.
All right, 32. Support crowdfunding campaigns for cultural products created by people of color if you can. If they're creating a good product, sure, I'll do it.
How about just supporting good products no matter who creates them?
Yeah. I'm not going to support shit. I'm not going to support a guy that just wants to make potato salad because, he's black, so I got to support him. Fuck that.
Stop the premium process. Stop buying made in Mexico.
I've bought into crowdfunding things, and I've been happy with a lot of the products I got from that. The one thing I didn't ask anyone was like, what color is the inventor or the person who runs the business?
What color is the crowdfunding project head? What color is he?
Yeah,
he's white. Cancel my order. I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Take it one further. Is the owner of the crowdfunding host service white or black? Because if they're white and they're hosting a black service, one, they're owning slaves, and two, they're probably skimming off those poor oppressed black people, right?
We're also
Probably so.
we're gonna need to go further into it. We're gonna have to see whether or not they're married, if they're in a relationship or married, it's to someone who's a person of color. If they're single, what type of pornography are they consuming?
I need to know. I need to get. I need
factor as well, right?
I need to see a genetic makeup kit. I want to know how black he is, this person, or how much of a person of color. Like if they got a single drop of European blood, I can't support him. I can't.
You've got at least a single drop of European blood.
Yeah, I do. I'm a mutt, and proudly so.
Oh, I figured he was saying that because of whatever you did earlier today at work.
No, that's more than a single drop.
Some might say a load, if you will.
That leads me to a quick rant.
Go ahead.
At the airports now, TSA apparently for illegal immigrants, no ID.
Hold on. That in our defense, those people checking those tickets are just checking those tickets. If we do as we're told. And yes, I get that that's been used to justify a lot of shit. It has been. But
hello, Nuremberg.
I know, but honestly, what can we do? If the government
says, but the point that I was bringing up that this is happening at the airport, I'm not blaming you, Tier. I'm just saying that our commander-in-chief is allowing to occur on his watch.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
glad to
he-
hear
That's
he
the point
works
I'm
there.
getting to.
Obviously, he runs
I'm
the place.
not racist, so I will blame Tier just so that he doesn't feel left out.
thank you, Ty.
Aw.
Someone understands.
Oh, I'm following into
Tier
the camp
wants
of-
responsibility.
and that whole
Thank
thing
you.
falling into the camp that like it was when what's her name, the dumbass when the whole equal marriage thing was passed, and she was sitting there like, oh no, even though it's legal in my state, I'm not going to sign these marriages and whatnot because it goes against the religion. Whatever the fuck the name is, completely irrelevant in that whole thing. But it's hard to believe I was actually agreeing with the Westboro Baptist Church on this one. If you are really that disagreeant of it,
Quit.
you either do your job or you quit. That's your options. Either try to technically be either do your job, move to a different area to where you don't have to do that, or quit.
Frosted. Why? Why Frosted? Why?
Because it's frosted.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Frosted, that article yesterday, I think it was the first one. The author pretty much finally admitted what all of them are veering to the whole thing of where doesn't matter what the message is, you have to identify with the messenger, not the message.
Right.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, they can get through customs or through to wherever they need to. Now, I'm just saying that there is not much of a skin shade difference between of Middle Eastern descent.
You there, James? Go ahead. I will let you finish your thought, or did you cut out on us?
We may
I
have
think you
lost
cut
him.
out on us.
No, I'm still here. But yeah, that was my biggest gripe because, anywho, there's not much difference in skin color between Middle Easterns and people from South America. So
No.
another 9/11 could happen.
And we're facilitating it. I get it. I honestly get it, and it's fucking frightening.
But it's not the TSA per se. It's more of where it's coming from Mayorkas
Yes.
and our commander-in-chief. Now the question is, at what point do we not call a spade here and go, this is some treasonous shit?
It was treason when he started suing Texas for defending the border. That was treason. You're literally suing a state for protecting itself.
Right. But that was kind of something interesting that I was going, at this rate, why can't we find him? I mean, he's the
Right.
commander. Shit rolls downhill from him, quite literally.
Put up on test.
Well, he is the source of the majority of it in DC at the moment. So,
But his butt's been wiped.
No, shut up.
Sorry.
But the whole point of it is,
at least that's what he claims.
Surprised we're not having a thing like Big Daddy. I can wipe my own ass.
I
Right.
literally went there. Rotten.
I didn't hear you.
All right, let me finish this.
No,
Let me
you just said it before I could.
let me read the last one, then I can close it out. All right, 33. Donate money to grassroots movement around you that are run by. Isn't that the fucking first one? Aren't these the fucking same?
Probably. People that do these things have a tendency to reword the same thing. To say the same thing, just reword it.
Repeat themselves
Yep.
over and over ad nauseum.
Like every single one of
Everybody
those
else's nausea.
everyone here can see like something they've had on their review, probably other than Terry necessarily, like for a job, and you're like, wait a second, these questions for this review, 2 of these are the fucking same. They're just worded differently.
Yeah.
So you give the same answer to both.
All right. We survived that. Can you
I'll
guys
give you one
see?
better on that, Terry, because I've got to do like year-end reviews every year and sometimes mid-years,
God.
and they get almost identical answers every year.
Damn.
Lather, rinse, repeat on the answers because it's all the same thing. Is
Yes.
slight differences for your accomplishments and everything else. I mean, the goals are essentially the same. Unless you're like doing a terrible job or an exceptionally amazing job, your overall assessment of it is the same. So, my boss didn't care. Nobody else caught it.
Can y'all see the article
three
I put
links?
in? Yeah.
Yes.
As always, Angela, could you read one of them? And I will allow you to pick. We have Venus, Influencer, and Prehistoric. Which one do you want?
My brain goes to Prehistoric.
Click on Prehistoric.
Yabba dabba doo.
Okay, let's do this.
You remember, I let you choose, Angela. You chose this.
Oh, hell no. Everything in this article is going to be wrong.
Look, I allowed her to choose. She chose.
He did not tell me what to pick.
She spun the wheel.
Oh.
Yeah,
Right.
as the line in the movie goes, she chose poorly.
I disagree. I think there were no good options. She chose one of 3 bad options. So.
Okay.
I could.
There was a worse one, and I'm gonna get Rodden to read it because I think he will do voices for it. Rodden, I would like you to read The Influencer.
Okay. Let's get this show started. All right.
Okay.
Prehistoric women were probably better at hunting than men, scientists suggest. Their metabolism meant they had superior endurance, while evidence from bones showed that females suffered hunting-related wounds.
See, I think it's a typo in the headline. I think it's meant to be a C, not an H.
Ouch. When it comes to hunting down... Go ahead.
I was going to say, is he wrong?
Yeah.
No.
I'm just...
Love you, Angela.
When it comes to hunting down a saber-toothed tiger or slaying a woolly mammoth, the fairer sex has the upper hand, according to 2 new studies. It has been long claimed that in prehistoric times, men were hunters while women were gatherers. Males stalked and killed animals, and women picked berries while tending to children. But scientists have reviewed the evidence and found that women were likely the superior prehistoric hunters. And biologically...
Wait a minute, Angela. I would like...
Can I just finish the paragraph? There's literally not even an entire sentence.
Go ahead.
Never written to your finished paragraph, please.
Thank you. And biologically better suited to the arduous job of finding meat.
They are, well, technically, they were biologically better at finding meat. But that's not what I was going to say.
So all that shit that's on the case that we consider to be fact was make-believe?
First off, all right, this what gets me. I don't believe anywhere in this article, like, they give... all right, so, again, I say this again, and I say this every time something like this is brought up. Men and women have certain strengths. Men are good at running and hunting because that's just what it is. We don't have a 9-month window where we can't do shit. No offense.
Technically, Women are more superior or more accurate with with ranged weaponry than men.
Yeah, but
That's a fact.
when it comes to endurance, I'm pretty sure a prehistoric male will always outpace and outrun a pregnant woman.
Yes.
Yes.
So you
Well,
don't want to send your.
If
Go
we're
ahead.
going to talk accuracy in like firearms and a bow, plausible. If you could plausibly be more accurate with a spear-like weapon, but if you can't throw it hard enough to make the kill,
I
It's
was
fucking
gonna
useless.
say.
accuracy's not going to matter.
True.
And mind you, we weren't using, but we were still using
And-
spears prehistoric
And that
times.
whole thing, in a slight defense of this, I'm pretty sure what the thing was is that it was some men and women were hunters and some men and women were gatherers, just like it's always fucking been.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, we found bones with animal scarring that was clearly female, and originally female. Maybe,
Haven't
just
you heard of
maybe.
lunch?
But how
Oh,
do
no,
they know
maybe-
the female? How do they know the female?
Did they get those
Did they get their
hunting, or did they get those from animal attacks?
Yeah, or
If it's not a weapon wound, I mean, wounds you take
Or
from hunting from an animal, or wounds you take from an animal attack when you're not hunting, look very much the same.
or
Maybe it was
were
the
Either
president
way.
that was going wrong.
wait.
Or-
Andrew's trying to tell me.
were those women skilled at hunting, and so that was the job they were assigned to?
Or were they defending the village from an animal that had walked into the village and they were killed?
Or maybe
Or
it was
how
another
about
bitch
that?
that got
Go ahead.
said maybe it was an ugly bitch and they were sacrificing her to the animal.
How about
Maybe.
just village defense while the hunting party was out?
Yeah. I'm not denigrating women's contribution. Like, there have been great women warriors, like Boudica, great women warriors in our history, but they aren't the norm. They're the exception that makes women warriors fucking awesome. You hear tales of, great male warriors, and he's just another warrior in a long line of great male warriors. But you hear about a female one, fucking Joan of Arc. No one fucking remembers, the male general in the fucking battle.
Joan of
But
Arc
Joan of Arc-
was famous because Joan of Arc was considered insane.
But still, she's recognized, historically.
Yes.
Haven't they
You don't-
decided that she's trans now or something? Is that the
Yeah,
way
somehow
that
she's
thing?
Yeah, she's trans, and so I think Boudica is now trans or something.
So is Mulan.
Fuck
Look,
everyone.
Well-
Okay.
Thank you.
look, everyone in history
I'm
has clearly been trans and gay. As a matter of fact, Angela, you're trans and you're gay. You just don't know it yet. You're in denial.
Go
Okay.
fuck yourself.
I'll do that later. But
Yeah.
still.
She just might be out of training fluid.
Go fuck yourself. I am a.
I don't bend that
Great.
way. The body doesn't work like that.
That's okay. She doesn't know yet.
hold
It's
up,
because
hold
she's out of
up,
training
hold up.
fluid.
Hold up. Let's let Angela finish her insult first, okay?
Okay.
It wasn't an insult. I'm just. Well,
Oh,
I mean, I'm
what?
sure somebody's going to be insulted, but not same people. I am a straight female who has been
But what is a
straight
female?
and female from birth. And if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself.
Angela, I got a question though. What is a female?
I was born with a puss. When I hit puberty, I developed breasts naturally without extra hormones from an external source.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Angela. Finish the story.
Thank you.
The article.
I'm sorry. But but that's what it comes down to. Where the hell was I?
Previous studies.
Thank you. Previous studies have shown that women are better suited physiologically to endurance activities and sports, which would provide an advantage as primitive hunters. Women have a metabolism better suited to endurance, according to Dr. Kara Kovac, director of the Human Energetics Laboratory at the University of Notre Dame. Oh. Going for the kill. This would have been critical in early hunting because they would have had to run the animal down into exhaustion before actually going in for the kill, she said. The reason for this metabolic advantage, she says, comes down largely to hormones. Estrogen.
I'm going to pull a moon.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to pull a moon really quick and show you guys a picture of this woman. And you just be judges and see what I say.
That means I have
In
to
chat.
see what you're showing.
It's in chat.
I don't see anything in chat.
No, in
Okay, never mind. Other computer. She looks like a character from a TV show that I know, but I can't think of who I'm thinking of right now. Somebody Annette Bening played. Can I continue now?
Yeah, she looks like a Karen though.
Estrogen, often dubbed the female hormone, and adiponectin are both present in women at higher levels and provide physiological advantages over men. The female hormone, she says, is really the unsung hero, as it better modulates how quickly a person burns their energy reserves and delays fatigue. Adiponectin protects the muscles from wasting away, and this would have been crucial in long drawn-out hunts. The wider hips of a woman are also an advantage. A physiological study published in American Anthropologist found, likely an adaptation to aid in childbirth, they also allow women to rotate more when walking or running, which elongates the stride, making movements more efficient. The longer steps you can take, the cheaper they are metabolically, and the farther you can get faster, Dr. Okobok said.
Wait a minute.
Just out of curiosity. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Chair.
I just want to point out something. All right. Again, this is no slight against women, but there's a long period of time in which you can't do anything. It's a 9-month period. Not 9 months. We'll say about a 5-month period where you're pretty much unable to move. Well, not unable to move, but you're light duty. You know, I don't want to send a pregnant woman out to hunt.
Honestly, you're talking at most a month to 2 where you cannot do what you would normally do.
Yeah, but still,
Unless
you're
you're someone who is sickly and frail anyways. And you're not somebody they're going to send out hunting anyhow.
Well, I think it's not just the fact that being pregnant makes you like less able to perform the tasks. It means it's more risky to the society if you die, because the women are the bottleneck for breeding. So if all the women get killed, you can't repopulate. Like if all but one man gets killed, he's up to the job. He can.
This is a better argument than the one that Tyr was making.
Okay.
My question in all this, that we're going through the different shit that helps women do X, Y, and Z. I was half-ass listening. I just want to know which one their body shape or whatever. Which one helps them make the better sandwich?
It's a real question.
Wait a minute. I want to see what that is.
They get disproportionate stability from the wider hips.
Probably the one
Helps
that
them,
tells you to
helps
keep
them
your
with
mouth shut
slinging
there, James.
knives and condiments around.
James?
They do chopping motions in one fluid attack.
Yes, ma'am.
Consider whether you want to add to the ire of my day.
No, ma'am.
James, don't be afraid. We'll protect you.
Bullshit.
Not when you find out what he did.
Hey,
But we'll talk about that off stream.
Oh, whoa,
getting between
whoa.
him and any wrath from a
No,
woman.
we won't talk about that unless James wants to mention it.
James ain't mentioning shit. James knows what he did, and he apologized profusely. We should let that
and
go.
She accepted it until you started talking about her making a sandwich.
I just asked in general. I wasn't saying you. Make your way off ancestors.
Okay.
The Star Children.
See, this is why women would make great hunters. They can't hear well.
No, this is why women make better archaeologists.
Anthropologists.
They just can't
Like,
let,
beat up the past.
they just can't let the past go.
Always bring up the past.
They excel at digging up the past.
All right. Wusa. All right, Angela, please continue.
Okay.
We're almost done.
Natural marathon runners. The combination of skeletal structure and hormones makes women natural marathon runners. Bullshit. She adds, and men powerlifters. A second study. Go ahead.
I'm going to pause right there. So you say that women are better out for going out to get cigarettes than men are?
I'll continue now. A second study, also published in American Anthropologist, examined archaeological evidence of bones and found that women often suffered wounds associated with hunting, just like, what does this say? Just like men! Wow!
But that's not all right. So how do you know these wounds are from hunting and not wounds from like an animal attack?
I'm more inclined to go with the often and just like men, rather than all women suffered wounds associated with hunting. And men only often did. You were saying, Tyr? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, how can you be sure these came from? Are these animal gore marks? How do we know that they weren't running from an animal that broke into the village, or there was a settlement at this location and the saber-tooth tiger comes out of fucking nowhere and takes a woman and chews her up?
That would be highly a likely possibility, more than the woman running away from an animal. You would be more likely to suffer a wound similar to one you would in hunting if you were standing in defense of the village, more than you would if you ran in the face of the animal.
Again, this is speculation.
But the simple fact is that this isn't saying women were probably hunters. This is saying women, the ones that were capable, were probably included in the hunting parties.
No, the article is saying that women made better hunters.
Yeah.
No, the title
not an evidence.
The title is saying that women make better hunters. The article itself is saying it is literally
that women were
saying,
designed to hunt.
Women Yeah, women were designed to hunt and did the hunting.
Continue, Jen.
Both sexes often suffered head and chest injuries caused by getting into melee with prey, Dr. Okobach said. Animal kicks to the torso were common across the board, as were broken limbs and bite marks. We find these patterns, they were good with horses, so we find these patterns and rate of wear and tear equally in both women and men, she said. So they were both participating in ambush-style hunting of large game animals. Or shit.
You mean women and humans in ambush?
Women in some cultures were also buried alongside hunting apparatus and equipment, likely high-value items that had meaning for the individual, indicating that they were prolific hunters in life. And those women were probably the ones that were included in the hunting parties. The scientists view their research not as rewriting history, but as trying to correct a history that has already erased the role of women. Fuck you. I want people to be able to change these ideas of female physical inferiority that have been around for so long, Dr. Okabach said. Dr. Okabach is having a heavy case of transference.
Again, our species, we play off each other. You have strengths and weaknesses I will never possess. I have strengths and weaknesses you will never possess. A small kick to my balls will put me down for far longer than a small kick to your Barbie pouch.
This is the summation of the article to the author.
Except for the author's summation is because women have experienced this and men have specific
this
weaknesses.
is of the author, not of the author in the article.
To enhance what you said a while ago.
What'd you say?
To enhance what you said, you don't even have to thump it. If you just put a finger down between them and go back and forth, it's going to hurt us a lot worse. But if you do it to a woman, it's going to be more like...
Yeah, like they'll like it, you know? But again...
I don't think they like it. That's sexist.
Wow, that's saying a lot, Tier. You have delusions of grandeur as much as Dr. Okabach.
I don't have any. I'm sorry.
If we can tell that he's a Trump supporter, just grab him by the pussy. Him, Tier.
Yep.
They
They'll
like
let
it.
you.
Mm-hmm.
They even let you.
Yeah.
Well,
Only if you're rich, though.
Only if you're rich, yeah. If you poor and grab them by the pussy, they'll just smack you in the face and call the cops.
Scream.
Yeah.
I don't know that from personal experience or anything.
No,
But,
no.
start crying and then turn around and say he's a big bad man.
Yeah, but they also know that I don't know how popular Jack will be if he ever comes to this part of Texas, because everybody knows who Jack Junski is.
Mm-hmm.
They think I'm him. Well, yeah, they think he's me.
They think he's mean, or they think he's you?
Yes.
That's his alias.
Yes, that is my name, Jack Junski.
Matt Jarwin
are Jack Junski.
Huh?
You just told
if
me.
Matt Jarwin ever comes here.
Yeah, I mean that's what I tell people when I go out to like bars and stuff. My name is Jack Junski.
Oh shit!
Well, that's
So
just
basically,
smart.
they do a quick Google search. They're like, you're a furry.
Yeah.
Right. Could you read influencer for me?
Son of a bitch.
Sorry, Rod.
I love you too. I love you too.
Influencers declare that the new American dream is to leave us as they feel burned out by hustle culture.
I think that's leave the US. That's what they meant.
Yeah, it should be to leave the US, but it says to leave US because we don't need editors.
Yeah.
Editors, what are those?
It's only the New York Post. What good
Oh
would
my-
editors be there?
Oh my God. Strike the presses. The headline is not the first sentence in the first paragraph.
Holy shit!
Somebody's getting
Harris.
fired.
Yeah, so somebody actually sat there and thought,
Well, that happened in the last article too.
oh shit.
Yeah,
Holy fuck, we are 2 for 2. God
Yeah, I
damn,
I'm
know.
scared.
I didn't win the fucking lotto. What the hell is going on? This is bullshit.
I was
I'm
saying
scared.
the world hell may have frozen over.
Depending on which variation.
I checked
of-
the weather yesterday. Hell has frozen over. So
Probably in
Well-
Germany as well. But I was going to say, depending on which version of depiction you're reading for hell, the lowest level of hell where Satan is frozen. So it's kind
no,
of
I meant
hell, Michigan.
I checked Weather Underground. Hell, Michigan is frozen over. So
And that's why I said probably hell Germany as well, because there's a hell Germany.
Are you sure that they didn't change it from Zig?
What?
Zig.
Yeah.
Oh,
Zig
you
Hell.
ass!
I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's okay. We're not going to repeat that. We like having Tears channel.
yes, we did.
Are you
All
sure about that? I call
Yeah.
shenanigans.
I'm pretty sure he rarely has pugs on the channel, so he likes to keep it.
We'll just say he can say Jack Gunski's channel. People
Yeah, we got
share-
to project. Good.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be immigration, but my reading's also like high school level. Yeah, it's got to be immigration. People sharing their immigration stories online are saying the new American dream is to leave America, and they're encouraging others to do the same. Encourage them just not to fucking come here.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we're encouraging them to leave.
Because like that shit's retarded. I mean, granted, I am loving the fact of some of the immigrants that are coming here being sent to cities that are cold as fuck, and they're like, it's too expensive, it's too cold, I don't want to live here. And it's like, thank fucking Jesus.
They did technically spell that correctly.
Spell what correctly?
Immigration.
Oh, I'm just saying that's like I'm a mostly functioning idiot in my reading comprehension, or it's like not reading comprehension. I'm not the best
Vocabulary?
vocabulary wise. Like I can completely photosynthesize with somebody, but some words will throw me the fuck off.
Kafka-esque.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, you'll think there's tortious interference next.
Oh, jeez.
Ah!
Well, I mean, we can hit as many buzzwords as we're trying for. Okay. The increasing number of TikTok videos tagged pound expat life.
Yeah,
Pound-
expatriate.
Oh, expatriate life. Pound digital nomad. Pound leaving the USA. Yes, I'm not doing the hashtag because it's funner to say pound, since that's actually what the symbol stood for.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Thank
it's a
you.
pound sign.
Which makes the pound me too
No,
exponentially
dog.
funnier.
I know.
Yes, it does.
The first time I saw it, I almost died.
Yeah. When someone was just like, okay, we're going to go off on a little side tangent. So we're going to go back to this was 2014, I think. Yeah, because it's 2014, 2015 time frame. I'm still in the military. This was sometime after I had lost rank of NCO and went back to a senior airman. went back to doing my job as aircraft maintenance, was learning and working on the C-130Js. And we have our turnover log, which is written down in that whole thing. And because of something or other, quite literally, when I went through and was reading it, we obviously had people that were younger than myself. And they had written what was supposed to be hashtag this weather sucks, hashtag magic is real, and all who's it's and whatnots. And I wasn't on Twitter at the time. And when I had read it, quite literally, I was like, pound magic is real, pound this weather sucks. And like, I actually had to tell, like, the fuck are they saying pound magic is real for? Like, that's hashtag. That's the fucking pound symbol. Like, I grew up with pagers. I know what that means.
I was raised by answering service operators. I know what the pound sign is.
But with those, the quote unquote hashtags, posts in the past year convincing some people that their dream life could be outside U.S. borders.
Can I stop you for a second?
Outside the U.S. borders. Yes, continue. I'm going to go grab a drink real quick because I'm going to need it.
We all know that the pound sign is the eggplant emoji.
No.
That is my contribution to this.
No, that is the penis sign.
They're the same thing.
No.
Yeah.
To borrow from Jack Gunsky, they're the same thing.
In emojis, we all know that the pound sign would be summed up as the eggplant emoji and the okay sign.
No, that's the international sign of love.
No, that is sex.
Yeah, the international sign of love.
Which is okay. To pound someone is to have sex with them.
Yes, the international sign of love.
Which is
that could turn some fights into a really weird thing, considering the fact to pound someone is never always meant to fight or to have sex with someone. It's also meant to be a severely harsh beating, sometimes.
Yeah, I am aware of that.
Technically, if we're going to go off that,
but usually that is also
side,
referred to as fucking somebody up.
Yep, or giving them a good pounding, or to pound that out of them. But if we're going to look at what the pound symbol originally stood for, is it just meant number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This has been Weird Lessons with Rotncorpse, Angela, and the rest of the Midnight Crew.
Continue, Rod.
Americans living abroad are documenting their new stress-free lifestyles outside the U.S. Hey, you actually added the there. On social media, and explaining why they think the American dream has a new meaning. Well, the American dream isn't technically one dream. It's kind of anthropomorphic to whomever wants it. And that's actually the wrong term for it. But one of those people is Andrea Elliott, 37, who lived in Houston, Texas, her entire life. Then you should have fucking moved. You should experience life outside of your local area. Until she decided to move across the world to Indonesia in January.
Bye, bitch.
Okay, another little side tangent for any viewers who, I don't know, because considering the fact of, like, I'm pretty sure all of us are over, like, 25.
Except Angela.
I'm going out on a limb here of guessing most people that are listening to us are over the age of 18 and are probably legally allowed to drink in the U.S., since I think we have the highest for that, for the age. If you've never moved out of your local area, at some point in your life, you should move at least 2 hours away from where you grew up. It's going to give you a new perspective on life. A lot of these kids are not doing this shit.
Yeah, it did give me a new perspective.
Well, you have to be pushed a bit outside your comfort zone. That's close enough that you can go visit for a day trip or whatnot, and you're still in contact with like friends and family that you may need to, but you're far enough away that everything is not the same. But we'll go back to the story. Elliot got married at 20 years old after having her first child, and said she was always busy taking care of somebody else. Up until a few years ago, when she began traveling. After her divorce, that's a new sentence. After her divorce in 2019, she started traveling with friends and eventually taking solo trips. Oh, dear Christ. I'm liking this woman less and less.
That's possible.
Yeah.
The little bit of anything I had for her is basically...
I've been away.
Yeah. Once I got the taste of solo travel, that was it. I had the bug, she said. Elliot said she immediately knew she wanted to move out of the U.S., but planned to wait for her sons, ages 12 and 16, to turn 18 before selling her home in Houston. But after she returned from a summer trip to Bali in 2022, her sons said they wanted to live with her ex-husband. Oh God, I hope they made her pay child support. I fucking hope. Probably because she's a terrible person.
Yep, probably because she's...
They're happy. All parties are happy, she said. I've come every quarter to see my kids, and they always come and travel with me.
Yay.
The belief
I feel bad for the kids.
So do I.
Yeah.
Not for traveling, but for the time they have to spend with her.
With her.
I feel sorry for their genetics. I hope they have good grandparents. The belief that anyone can succeed in America, regardless of background, with enough time, hustle, and grit, is weighing amongst its citizens. That wasn't the actual thing, is that you could go from rags to riches, but it's also, people forget the whole thing if you can go from riches to rags.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And
just as fast and a lot easier.
And
I don't like Rags. I tried watching his stuff. He just talks too long.
Yep.
And not everyone built for the hustle. Americans are dreaming less about upward mobility and more about a less stressful lifestyle where they can enjoy time with their family. Well, yeah, because
a bunch of assholes.
I'm going to be the asshole on this one and say flat out. And I know Monkey and Jack will probably get a little pissy about it and everything. And some others will as well. That was predominantly boomers who fucked up some shit, and Gen X as well, because they were on the tail end of it and they didn't help.
Strong men make for good times make for weak men.
Yep.
And weak men make for bad times. We are here.
We are.
I mean, let's not forget for the boomers as well, and even early parts of Gen X, of how easily they could get a job, but then everyone else was like, oh no, you gotta get a college degree because that's good for something or other. In October, WSJ/NORC survey found only 36% of people said the American dream, described as if you work hard, you'll get ahead, still held true, down from 53% in 2012.
Yeah, nowadays it's more if you're black or gay, you'll get ahead.
Yeah.
No. If you're black or gay, you will get ahead, not get ahead. God.
The poll found 45% of people said the belief if you work hard, you'll get ahead once held true, but not anymore. I mean, that works for some people, but it also depends on what you're working hard in and what your goal is by get ahead.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I mean, if you just want
not
to turn
everyone's
around
is the same,
and
because not everyone's trying to be a CEO or a mayor or some politician. Some people are just trying for that middle management job, and that's them getting ahead.
Or some people are just content with what they have and they don't want more and they just stay there.
Well, yeah,
You
because they
know?
forget that people, I shouldn't say people, just like I tried to explain in the military, you need the average person who's just going to basically fucking do their job.
Yeah.
Not everyone's looking to fucking rise the ranks.
Not everybody wants to be a chief. Uh, You know,
I
when you
can tell
got
you,
too
I
many
don't
cooks,
specifically want to be management.
damn right. All that fucking work, I'm lazy.
I just don't want to
You're-
have to deal with that bullshit.
Ryan, continue, Ryan.
Sorry. Part of a scab in my hand started to come off, so obviously I had to pick it off, and fortunately, it was still deeper than expected.
Oof.
I don't even know how I cut my
They
hand that way.
always
Yeah.
are.
The new American dream is to leave America. Elliot told
Go ahead.
Fox News Digital. It used to be stay here, to have a job, and to retire when you're 60, to have a house, to have a family. And now we're not even able to live. Okay, part of that is unfortunately because of social media and a lot of the other things of reality TV that did not teach people, nor did their parents, to live below their means.
Yes.
That does not mean that occasionally you can't splurge and have something that's nice, but predominantly you should be making sure that your bills are paid first and foremost.
Yep.
She said the fast-paced hustle culture in America. Fast-paced hustle culture. What were you selling drugs?
Yeah, she looked like she was slinging rock.
Like it's either that or you were trying to get into some entrepreneurial business or some shit to where it's like you have to go into that. Like, get a job in a factory. You'll make decent money. Okay, yeah. She said the fast-paced hustle culture in America has people feeling burnt out, especially when many Americans are struggling to stay afloat with the high cost of living in the U.S. That's because a lot, like just like I said, a lot of you motherfuckers don't understand to live below your means. And when you finally get a promotion that you were, because like, well, let's just say you were making $40,000 a year and you were living a $40,000 a year lifestyle. Well, now I'm making $45,000 a year and living a $45,000 a year lifestyle. Why don't I have any extra money? Because you're fucking spending it, you goddamn idiot.
Tell us how
tell
you
us
really
how you really feel, Rod.
I don't believe it. That's not Rod's true
I am
feelings.
tired of hearing people tell me that they don't got no money and it's the fault of somebody else by their own idiotic spending. Because they're fucking retarded. And again, it does not mean that occasionally you can't go out and have something nice. But you're not trying to have fucking caviar every night. You're not trying to live a lifestyle that you're a baller when you don't make the money of a baller.
You're not trying to keep up with the Jones.
If you don't have the money and you don't have the job to live that lifestyle, don't act like you have the money and job to live that lifestyle.
Or you could just leave the US. I think that solves everything.
Yeah, that
I'm
leave you
actually
guys.
100%
It definitely
down with
makes
that.
things nicer for us.
Yeah.
So
Bye. Have a nice time. Don't come back.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't
send
help
a
a lot.
postcard.
It doesn't help a lot of the property things, depending on where it is, are overinflated. But it's because of how in demand they are, because everyone wants to live so close to things, which I can understand. It also doesn't help. They don't want to try to lower the cost of things because, fuck, I can't remember when it was that all of a sudden, you had to go brand name, brand new.
Dude, I shop at Walmart.
Okay,
If I see
I'm in Michigan. I don't go to Walmart because Walmart typically isn't open when I get out of work when it's a down from the gym day. But you know who is? Meijer. And Meijer is just like a barely nicer Walmart.
Meijer's like a super Walmart.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
gonna say a barely nicer Walmart.
Well, depending on which one you go to, some of them are pretty fucking bad and whatnot. But it's
28th in Kalamazoo is really bad.
Like I say, I'm considered uppity because I shop at Giants and whatnot.
What's
so
Giants?
it's a supermarket chain in Maryland.
It's like Walmart, but you don't have to worry about getting dressed up fancy.
No, it's just a supermarket. It's not. You can't buy clothes or anything. Just a regular supermarket.
I mean, otherwise, I go to another grocery store that's called Family Fare. Otherwise, it's also known as like D&W, and it's got a couple other things. It's got a weird like 6 different stores in its chain.
The Spartan stores, yes.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. Because I want to get to this next.
In
one.
2022, the U.S. had the 17th highest cost of living compared to the rest of the world, according to worlddata.info.
Wow, 17.
All
Whoa.
right, so there's like a lot of talking in that whole thing. They're struggling paycheck to paycheck. They rack up debt on their credit card bills. They're paying the minimum, and that's not living to me. Yeah, because you're an idiot. Elliot told Fox News that you already said, you could have just said Fox.
Gotta get that word count up.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Living is being able to shut down work a few hours a day, go to the beach, go relax, go do yoga. Yoga is actually more difficult than people give it credit for. And the biggest advice I will give if you are ever going to get into yoga is actually remember to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Because you will
I
get so
actually
caught up in
enjoy
the stretch,
yoga.
you will try to get so caught up in like trying to get into a proper position that you will stop breathing. And I have seen motherfuckers fall out because of that.
Uh-huh.
Now, the most important thing to remember when you're doing yoga is that the fire is going to be very, very hot. So make sure you've got some sort of protection on the inside of your mouth.
Yes.
She said she experienced being a part of the American workforce for 15 years in the U.S. energy sector. Because of Bali's lower cost of living, her expenses are a fraction of what they used to be, and probably not up to the code she would necessarily like.
Definitely not up to the standard of living she's used to.
And
Or the
she can
standard of
support her-
sanitation
And she can support
Everything.
herself through social media content creation and hosting spiritual retreats for women. So you're a scam artist.
Now I see. She wasn't, moving. She was fucking fleeing.
Moving to remote work during the 2020 coronavirus pandemic allowed many Americans to experience a healthier work-life balance for the first time, Elliot said. Okay, there's parts of that I will agree with. There is parts to where some of that shit does need to be done in-house. Also, that was a lot of the governor's fucking shit up that they shouldn't have fucked up, but we digress. Coupled with the growth of platforms like TikTok, which, while I don't like, is still not absolutely terrible. Americans are exposed to new places, lifestyles, and the idea that they didn't have to be tethered somewhere they didn't want to live.
You're not tethered anywhere. You can go anywhere the fuck you want. Bye, bitches.
The thing is, you weren't tethered before. If you wanted to live in another part of the country, okay, leave where you are now. That kind of freedom of motion, freedom of choice in your...
Okay, I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah.
There was only very few ways you were plausibly tethered. And one, with her being a mother, that was because of children. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that. The other would
She
technically
chose that.
Well, the other would technically be because you're in prison or in jail. That's frankly understandable because you're an idiot. The last is
People choose that too.
you are in military service, and if you try to just leave, straight to jail.
And
All right.
people choose that too.
Rod,
And again,
Right.
these are all choices the person made. But again,
Rod,
when it came to everything else, you weren't tethered. You're just retarded.
Rod, I'm gonna challenge one of them. That first one, children. You can abandon your children. You can give them to the state. You're not tethered because of your children. There are options to get rid of your children. God forbid.
I'm
There-
following the whole thing of a person being responsible.
Does she look responsible to you?
I'm not answering that.
Is it this crazy chick right here?
Probably.
Yes.
But we've got 4 paragraphs left, and it's actually more like 14 sentences. So let's
Okay.
finish this dumb shit.
Before we get done back to that, as far as children go, some women chew their children.
Lord James.
Look, we're not going into the Casey Anthony thing on this, okay?
No. I got it the moment he said it. God damn it. And some of them swallowed him.
Well, yeah, we call those keepers. Sorry, I couldn't pass up. There's a life beyond work. There's a life beyond corporate America. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ, your shit for what she's saying is not. Whatever. There's a life beyond corporate America, she said. You can actually live a very quality life. Despite her distaste for the American lifestyle that she still follows through with, even though she lives in another country, that I just added that into it. Elliot said she appreciates the perks of U.S. citizenship. Citizenship. So citizenships. Sorry.
You okay, Rotten?
Yeah, I've been drinking and now I'm starting to fire on odd synapses because women people that hold these outlooks always piss me off, predominantly because of their lack
Idiocy?
of idiocy and lack of fiscal accountability. Yeah. Couldn't tell if it was immigration, but I can throw out a $7 word like that. Or a $7 sentence, I guess it'd be. I don't see myself revoking my citizenship or my passport or anything like that, she said. I can depend on my government still for any help from overseas.
And
that being
you should.
said, I don't see myself coming back. It's a dead end for me, Elliot added. And
You're a dead end.
I was gonna say it. Oh, I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
Thank
okay
you,
with
Rod.
being the mean one.
That one was painful.
For that whole thing, I think they ought to go through and been like, oh, with everything you've said in that, we're just going to go ahead and revoke your citizenship since you want to play those games.
You want to be
Goodbye.
an expat?
Goodbye.
Fine. You can be an expat. Here's your termination papers.
What's your name?
We banish you. we banish you. You're in exile now. Go away.
Actually,
Alright, so-
I don't want to have the government have the power to unilaterally end the citizenship of a natural-born citizen without due process of law and everything. Because next they'll be done against political opponents of the administration. The current administration would be happy to do that.
I know.
Well, if memory is serving me correctly, for this whole thing, she probably has lesser taxes to have to pay in another country with living there. And from everything I'm aware of, since she's still technically a U.S. citizen and that whole thing, she can actually file that her taxes as tax exempt because she is overseas. And since that is not an American thing or a salary or wage gathered in the U.S., she can claim tax exempt status.
As long as she doesn't
No.
work for an American company.
She would have to claim income earned there.
Yeah.
Where it gives you some form of exemption and everything, and it's not even really exemption, it's just credits and reductions, write-offs and everything is where you pay taxes to that country.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Basically, it's because of that she wouldn't have to pay, depending on the state, and that whole thing where she would have that. In Texas, I believe, is like plausibly like that. I just know because the 12 years I was in the Air Force, I never once had to pay state tax while I was still enlisted. Except for my final year, which was actually like 2 months because of getting a job 3 months before the fucking year ended. If I'd have waited 3 more months before I'd have gotten a job, my tax returns for 2021 would have been from federal about $3,000 returned. Because technically I only had a job until March with the U.S. government.
All right,
man, I fucked myself over.
All right, it's a long one. I'm going to skim this one. This. So, do you guys know what the Goldilocks zone is? Right.
The what?
The Goldilocks zone
in the solar
Space.
system. Yeah, of how there is a definitive, or not real definitive, a guesstimated zone from X to Y to where around certain size stars to where life could actually happen.
Yeah, where it's not too hot and not too cold.
Life conducive to where we could, or humans could live on those planets.
And Goldilocks, I get it.
Yeah. So the last article, the Venus one, I saw this one and just want to point out where it comes from first off. World Economic Forum. Venus was once Earth-like, but climate change made it uninhabitable. And I would like to point out two things about that. First off,
absolutely impossible.
Yes, and it's outside of the Goldilocks zone. And as far as we know, there is no life on Venus. And it's far too close to the sun. So,
hi, son.
It is literally fucking retarded. So let me read this one. Venus was once Earth-like, but climate change made it uninhabitable.
Wait, doesn't that disprove their entire point? Because if climate change happened on Venus, then it wasn't man-made.
Yeah, that's true. Huh. It's a natural thing.
Yeah, so if it's a natural thing, then nothing we can do to stop it. That undermines their entire position.
And nothing we can do is influencing it, so it's just what it is.
Yeah, so they've undermined their entire position if they've actually made this claim.
I mean, I thought we was going to be dead like, what, 2 years, 3 years ago?
Oh, I mean,
dude, come on. As long as I've been around, the planet has ended and humanity's gone extinct a half dozen times now. We've just never,
we've been
not caught up with it.
We've been 12 years away from extinction for the last 50 years.
Okay, I just make sure.
Well, to be honest
look,
with you,
the rapture was supposed to happen, but unfortunately, or I shouldn't say unfortunately, fortunately for the human race,
Macho Man died for our sins.
Macho Man Randy Savage died for our sins.
Yeah.
He just reflects the rapture for us.
Well, to be honest with you,
with the whole thing said of them being like climate change in Venus and whatnot, they would probably try to state that they had life on that planet that accelerated said climate change, which is probably what they're going to try to say about us when they still don't have the proof, because everything they're looking at before known recorded histories of us actually being able to record these things is a guesstimation or a computer model that is not exact.
Okay,
Or
James,
even better,
James,
but
what were you trying to say?
Oh, sorry.
This whole climate change and we're supposed to be dead. Climate change is essentially the man flu. You can die 50 times in one day. But here's a bigger thing. Do you remember in the late 80s, early 90s, everything was talking about the ozone?
Yep.
And
yeah, the
this
whole
is why we
ozone.
had to get rid of Aquanet and shit like that. Aerosol cans. And that hole closed up.
Well, also,
Okay.
don't forget that hole fluctuated in size.
Exactly.
I was going to say it didn't close, it just got smaller.
It
Yeah.
fluctuated in size as it has been doing for as long
Forever.
as we've known
Hold
about
up a
it.
second. Sean, supposedly, and I will say this, supposedly, from what I've heard, the whole Ice Age thing was a supposed put out by someone else that was in like a not even like actual journal. There was no legitimate thing that I'm aware of. It was something that like some person in a random magazine postulated.
Mhm.
Then again,
Right.
I'm not 100% sure of that. And
course.
I'm also going to admit, I kind of don't fucking care.
Well, I think this movie was great in Ice
We
Age.
can put it this way. Instead of saying climate change is like the man flu, climate change is AOC
Yeah.
on J6.
No,
And
I have a very clear position on the whole climate change thing, which is I don't care because I will die before the Earth does, or worst case scenario, same time.
well, yeah, but here's the thing. When shit started cooling off and Texas actually started freezing in Houston, you noticed the language started changing from climate,
Global warming.
what was it? Global warming to climate change.
Yeah, because it started getting cold.
Yeah. When people in Houston started feeling that shit, they're going, holy fuck.
And Sean,
Go
I
on.
remember being taught that shit in school, but then again, I was born in 86.
Yeah. How
Mm.
dare you?
Or according to some people, because I was via cesarean section, I wasn't born, I was removed, so I was brought upon the world and whatever.
So you're by no woman born.
Mhm.
Yeah, he can kill Macbeth.
Whatever.
Ooh.
Yes.
That means I
damn
could
it.
kill Macbeth.
All right.
I mean Macbeth.
Okay. It's a long read. I want to get to some asshole stories, so I'm not gonna read much of it. Just some of the dumb shit. Oh, God.
Wait. You're torturing yourself with your own article? Like it's your stream. If you
He's-
want to do an
Is
article
it the
story,
penis
it's gotta
one?
He's
I'll
more
read it.
He's more ethical than Frosted.
Mhm.
Well, he's also got to work tomorrow,
Yeah.
or today, technically, for us
Technically
being on the
today.
East Coast.
You know what? I'm not gonna read this. I'm gonna say this one for next week when I can.
There you
when we
go.
can-
That makes much more sense. If you want to do an arsehole story, and this would prevent you from doing one, then don't do this. Do the other thing that you want to do.
Do the thing you want to do. This is your show.
Yeah.
The thing I want to comment on this is that I mean, every decade or so we have a new
Big bad.
disaster that is supposed to end humanity, end the world, and every time it fails, they come up with a new one.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the whole Ice Age thing, just want to point out that we have had basically many Ice Ages in recorded history. We had less than 200 years ago, less than 200, no, probably more than that, but less than 1,000 years ago, we had a year with basically no summer.
I do want to say as well, isn't it that we are technically still in an ice age since we still have polar ice caps? For us to
No, we're not.
technically be outside of an actual ice age, all of that should have been melted.
No, we're not. That's about. So the weather is part of the Ice Age thing. Is where most of the Earth is frozen, essentially.
So
So,
I know the
but-
first update was 2002. I don't know if there was any sequels though.
Yeah, it was a bunch of sequels.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know when the most recent one is.
You know, I think it was 2014 was the most recent one. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So
And it was a
hopefully,
spin-off.
hopefully we'll be fine from Ice Ages for a while.
Whatever.
All right, so I'll do an ice asshole. Damn, I say asshole stuff. Ice Age story.
An
This
Ice
one?
Age
An
story.
Ice Age story?
Yes,
Is it an ice hole story or an ass age?
Yeah.
an ass age. All right, so it kind of broke up on me. I put it in chat. What's the one? This one. I think we've achieved. Do you guys remember Bread Guy and fucking
Grandpa?
no Bread Guy and Steak Guy.
Oh God,
No.
steak guy.
You don't
Bread
remember
guy was the guy who baked his own bread and wouldn't let his
wife?
SO have some.
Okay.
Steak guy was the guy who was invited over to someone's house and had the nerve to put ketchup on the freaking steak before he
Tried
even
it?
tried it.
Oh, that's why
Okay,
I deleted him from my memory because he's not important to the human race.
Indeed, he
that's
commits
just a
crimes
crime against
steak.
humanity.
Yes,
Well-
that was a crime against humanity.
One, and this is always common courtesy, unless it is something that you are usually allergic to. And that whole thing, when someone cooks you a meal, you try it as is before you add a fucking thing to it.
Yeah.
Unless they tell you to add the thing first.
No. I'm of the belief in that whole thing. There shouldn't be anything of telling you how you have to add this to or add that to it afterwards. It should be presented to you as it's supposed to be eaten beforehand.
Which is why they will give you the condiments and tell you.
All right. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. Am I the asshole for getting upset when my partner packed her lunch for the next day before we even had a chance to eat our dinner?
Absolutely
Yeah.
not. I mean, yes, you're the asshole for complaining about it.
Pretty much.
All right. Now, everybody, is it pulled up? Y'all have it?
Yep.
No.
I mean, what is this person mad because the significant other didn't make them a lunch as well?
No.
No.
Normally, I'm about to read it. Normally, I'm the one who cooks because I enjoy it, and I'm the better cook. When my partner gets home from work, the meal is usually ready or close to ready. She sets the table. It's just us, no kids, and usually she will wash her lunchbox and immediately pack her lunch with tomorrow straight from the stove. This is done before we even had a chance to sit down and eat the meal I cook. I don't know why exactly this behavior really annoys me. She says it because she's tired after eating and doesn't want to do it then, but I point out that she can pack her lunch after she has washed the dinner plate and while I'm putting the leftovers in Tupperware containers. This also happens once or twice when we've had guests for dinner. To me, making her lunch plate before anyone else has a chance to eat the food feels like self-serving behavior. She's literally serving herself first. Maybe it's petty, but it bothers me. And when I mentioned it to her, she got defensive and said I was creating a fake problem. It's not a big issue. It is an action that makes me feel not good, and she has the ability to change her behavior, but refuses. Am I the asshole, and this is not a thing, or should she wait until we eat to pack her lunch? edit. We had a chat about it and agreed that when I cook, I will box her lunch as a plate as I plate our dinner. That way, her lunch gets packed and put away, and I don't get annoyed. It's the same fucking thing. It's
Not
literally the same thing.
exactly. Not exactly the same thing, and they hit upon something that works for them.
Yeah.
And they kind of hit the, rather than asking all of us, sit down and have a talk about it, because obviously it bugs you. It's kind of ridiculous that it bugs you, but it bugs you. Sit down and talk about the stupid thing. And
I don't.
you hit upon something that works perfectly for both of you. Hey, rather than you worrying about packing your lunch and me getting bugged about it because of the structured time, I'll plate the dinner and pack your lunch at the exact same time. She has a routine, and probably part of that routine is making sure she's ready for the day. And as she winds down farther from the workday, doesn't want to be stressed about those concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he could have also, this person could have also offered to their significant other, hey, when I'm doing the Tupperware as well, or it's like, I'm doing the leftovers, I'll make your lunch for you, or it's like, I'll pack your
Well, that's what they did. That's what they ended up agreeing
They
to.
did
Well,
offer that.
Well, not quite the same thing. Because
hold on,
go ahead.
because what was stated was that during the edit was that while they were being plated to eat, they also then packed the lunch. That's not the same time frame. Technically, it's very similar.
No, I'm saying that I'm assuming, had said that he told her that her lunch could be packed while they were putting away the dinner.
Yes, but from everything that was gathered, it wasn't him that would be necessarily doing that. And basically, it was, in the whole scenario, it was just, she wanted to get it knocked out early, which is understandable.
Okay, Terry, do you got a response for this?
What? Who? Sorry?
Oh, me? I thought you said Tier. No, I think it's a silly thing to get upset about, but he was upset about it. They resolved it. I think it was kind of. Oh no, he posted it first, and then he spoke to his wife. So I suppose I was going to say it's a bit weird that he would even post it, but no, he posted it before it was resolved. So he's kind of like being silly, but it got resolved in the end anyway. So it's a non-issue.
It's a non-issue. I agree, but from without the context, she clearly enjoys your food. She wants to pack her lunch, while there's food to be packed. Because if you eat it all and there's no leftovers, she had to buy lunch.
Okay.
Go ahead, James.
First off, obviously she's the one doing the work and keeping the household afloat to where dinner can be had. Okay? The same, okay, like back when I was growing up, my father was the breadwinner. And he filled his plate first. His plate, he was served first, and then the kids, and then mom. Okay?
Well, yeah, because as Chris Rock said, it was to make sure he got the big piece of chicken.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
Now,
did he pack his lunch before he sat down to eat?
sometimes, yes, my mother would pack that lunch, but that was to make sure that he got everything that he wanted in his lunch.
Yeah.
It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, I was going to say,
And the fact that if you're going to take over the man role, then you get those privileges.
I understand that, and that isn't the problem that the guy had. The problem that the guy had was that she wasn't sitting down to her meal when it was prepared and placed on the table for her. She was taking the time to pack her lunch first. Now that
Oh.
he's packing her lunch and then setting their plates down to deal with it, he has no problem.
Yeah,
Well,
he's
he
taking
needs to
care of
put his
both at
fucking
the same
ovaries
time.
aside.
What?
He needs to put his ovaries aside and call it a BFD. Yes, he's the asshole, and I rate him about a 15.
I
I'm
don't
going.
For
I'm
think
gonna
he's
have
an
consideration.
asshole.
the question. The asshole question asked was, "Am I the asshole for getting upset when my partner does this?" That's the question asked. Within
Yes.
the context of the story, he is the asshole. It literally, even if it did get resolved amicably, within the context of the paragraph that we read, dude, you're a fucking asshole. Like, it was stupid,
15.
and yeah, he's high. That's
I don't
exactly
think
why.
he's. Go ahead.
And that's exactly why I brought up bread guy and I brought up steak guy, because he's up there with them.
I don't think he's an asshole. I think he's an infant.
I think he's an idiot.
I'm gonna go a little bit different because I'm going to say I'm gonna put him in somewhere between a 5 and a 7. He is, but not for the reason he's
He
asking.
thinks he is.
Yeah, he is
That-
because he brought this to Discord
And
or to
outside.
Reddit to
Bitch.
try and complain and get a resolution and everything before he even bothered to talk to her about it, which could very easily be, hey, we got this. It's stupid, I know, but it bugs me. And I'd like to come up with a way that works for you, something that works for you and at the same time doesn't bug me. Here's some ideas that occurred to me for that. I'm not going to put people high on the list for being bugged by stupid things. It's what you do when you're bugged by it.
Exactly. That's my.
I mean,
That's my thing.
I am autistic and OCD, and I just have to own those. I do stupid things. I get bugged by stupid things. Does that make me, a 15 or a 20? No.
No.
I'm a 15
Well,
or 20 naturally. What makes what makes
Exactly.
me
I'm about to say
that?
that.
What makes me that in regards to these things that bug me is how I react to them, how I deal with them. Do I talk to the person whose behaviors are bugging me, however stupid the bugging is, or do I, go appeal to other people to say, am I a jerk because this bugs me? Should this bug me? I know it shouldn't bug me,
Well,
but it does.
I'm going to go out on this. One, yes, the person is the asshole. And it's predominantly because there is the edit in there, meaning that they went to this whole thing most likely with the thought process that people on the interwebs were going to be like, oh, no, you're not the asshole. So they were trying to basically have it be to justify their belief.
They were looking for validation.
They were looking for validation. And then they probably got some pushback and then finally actually had to fucking talk with their spouse like they should have in the first goddamn place. And they're like, okay, so we came to an agreement like fucking adults, because the way this dumbass was seeing it was they were seeing it as them versus their spouse, not as, okay, there's an issue that they and their spouse need to work on, and it's them versus the issue, not each other. You fucking tard. I am angry tonight.
All right. That one, and I'll do that one last. Am I the asshole for refusing
before
to
we
have...
get into that whole thing, Tier, I do want to point out to Sean, if you're an asshole and you know it, clap your hands.
Sorry.
I don't think you're an asshole.
I can be in a lot of cases. I'm better at it than other people. In some cases, I'm not.
No, I
All right.
don't say you're never an asshole, but it's not your general state of being.
All right. Let me read this one. This one is fairly good, if ish.
Good
All right. Am I an asshole for refusing to have a fully child-free wedding?
Do you have children?
Let's read on. So I recently proposed to my long-term girlfriend, and we're planning for a wedding in the summer next year. Everything is still in the very early stages. My fiance has expressed she wants a
Why did you put it in
child-free
chat?
wedding. Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you for reminding me. It is in chat,
Thank you.
and I don't know what's wrong with them being extra long today and doing double, but it's whatever.
YouTube's fucking.
My fiance expressed she wants a child-free wedding, which I'm all down for, but I want to make one exception. My son, 15 years old, I had him from a previous relationship, and we evenly split custody of him.
Based on this, she's the
Okay,
asshole for
you're
wanting
not.
to exclude the son.
Yep.
Alright,
If you're
anyway.
going to be a step parent and you're trying to exclude your step kids, the person you're marrying needs to seriously reconsider every part of the relationship.
Yep.
Yeah, from everything we can see, or everything I can see from skimming over this mostly, she doesn't have a child, and she's being a jackass.
All right,
And
let me
I can
finish.
actually bring up some real world experience in this
Oh.
one. Granted, I wasn't there for the wedding. A friend of my family recently, within the past year or so, got married and went through the whole thing because they didn't have children, of not having children there because they wanted to have edibles, and Michigan is marijuana use is legal. And apparently there was a big whole conundrum because shit wasn't labeled properly.
Oof.
So that's one of the few ones where it's like, yeah, it's probably a good thing that kids weren't there.
All right, let me continue. Until now, my fiance has gotten along great with him. We've had our days out as a family. She's gone to see his games. He plays ice hockey. She's even taken him out on fun days, just the two of them. I brought up that I wanted to make an exception to the no kids rule for my son. She shot the idea down straight away and said that she didn't want anyone under 16 there, as she doesn't want to feel like she or anyone else has to babysit. You don't. He's a fucking
He's
teenager.
a
He's 15.
15-year-old person.
And
No, the thing is, I think it's very deliberate. She said under 16. The kid is 15.
Yes.
He's specifically trying to exclude him from
Yes.
there. And once again,
hold on. Hold on. Let's actually, this way it would typically be seen in America. Banning the children, I can kind of understand for the wedding because you never know what kids below a certain age are going to do. For his age, there is no reason to ban him from the wedding. Now, with his age, you can be like, hey, son, the reception, I'm sorry, because the way things are, at a certain point, I'm going to send you home with so-and-so. Or, you go home, I'll give you some money for pizza and you can play the Xbox or PS4 or whatever. And you go home and have a blast, because at X point, it's going to be an adult thing. But the wedding itself has absolutely no reason to not have the son there.
Well, I actually read ahead, and her reasoning gets even worse.
All right,
Her
let me.
reasoning, whether she states it or not, is that she doesn't want the kid taking dad's attention during her day.
But he's a fucking 15-year-old. He can take care of himself. All right. She shot down the idea straight away and said that she doesn't want anyone under 16 there, as she doesn't want to feel like she or anyone had to babysit on her special day. I told her no one would have to babysit him. He's 15, and she knows he's well behaved and a generally quiet kid. She then changed her reasoning and asked why I wanted my old family and my in life on the day I'm supposed to be making a commitment to her and our new family. I told her,
Still a part of your life.
He is your new family, you bitch.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
I told her while I will be making a commitment to her, my son will still very much be my son and my family. She
Yeah.
then equated it to wanting an ex at our wedding, which I do not, and I never asked. I told her that I don't care about the aesthetics of the wedding and that she can pick everything else, the food, the aesthetics, the music, the dress, but all I want is my family at the wedding, my parents, my sister, and my son. That's the only ultimatum when it comes to our wedding.
Pause.
She started
Dude,
I'm going with Will on
Run.
this one. and
one.
I guess we lost James. Yes, that is a to quote Iron Maiden, run to the hills.
Run for your life.
for your life. Thank you, Terry.
Run far, run fast, and don't look back. Cause this bitch is crazy.
It's not just the wedding. She wants to start with excluding him from the wedding and use that as a wedge. She wants to exclude his son from the family.
From everything.
This is step
Yeah.
one.
Yep.
And she
Dude,
literally just told
run.
you straight up.
Yeah.
When
Run.
she started making excuses,
Well, she explicitly said, "I don't want your son to be part of our new family." Like she was
She
blatantly
did,
saying
straight
that.
up.
It's
Just
like,
all right,
no, he is not leaving the family because you're joining. We're not creating an entirely new family and throwing out every family I've got. My parents are still family. My son is still family. We're adding you to that family.
you're joining us. You're
You're
not
joining
creating-
our family. We're not leaving every part. Yeah, to quote the Bible on it, for this cause a man should leave his father and mother and cleave unto his wife. You know what? He can leave his parents and cleave. He's left them already. He shouldn't have to leave his son behind, and she shouldn't be asking for it.
In fact, technically, also citing the Bible, that would actually be a sin on her part trying to require him to do it.
All right, I just got 2 paragraphs left. She started calling me controlling by giving me an ultimate. By giving me an ultimate, she said that
Sorry.
Wait a minute. I initially agreed to a child-free wedding, and now I'm gaslighting her. I said we can have a mainly child-free wedding, but with this one exception, an exception that the guests can't even complain about being unfair since the only child is the son of the groom. She called me a dick and is now not talking to me. I really think it's unreasonable. It's a reasonable one, but I'm not seeing anything in my asshole. Now, I want to point out to everybody just one thing. When I look for asshole stories, I click on the tag that says asshole because, and by me clicking on the tag, it means that so many people have decided that this story is rated asshole. Like,
1, he's not the asshole. 2, he should probably call the wedding off. And here's actually the really funny part. That's most likely the case, even in his state, because if I'm correct, he's an American. Unless he decides to let her keep the ring, she would have to give it back.
Generally speaking, it is not. Generally speaking, it is considered a gift, and
Per federal and most state laws, the only gift that has to be returned to the giver in that is that of an engagement ring. You can actually look that one up.
That is
Oh,
true
that's
because
what-
it's actually a contractual It's a contractual symbol. Once the contract is null and void, so is the giving of that gift.
I'll
Fucking
have to look
crazy,
into
huh?
that again. And say I'll be more than happy to hear that's changed. But it was the one time I looked into it in relation to a law class in college. That was not the case. So I'd be more than happy to see that be reflected that way now.
Right. I'll read one more. I'll make it 3, and then start closing up shop. Hold on. I'm just putting in the links, the ones we did. That way I don't reuse them. All right. That there. And this last one, this one pissed me off. All right. Am I the asshole for not buying? There it is. Got that one. All right. Am I the asshole for not buying snacks for my daughter's best friend at a play date?
Does the other parent buy snacks for your child when they host a play date?
There's an awful lot to unpack there, so this is going to depend entirely upon the context.
Let us read on.
Damn, like you're gonna need to make a flag for this one or a thing to where it's like where instead of being like asshole, not the asshole, everyone's an ass.
And we've lost Rotten.
Oh no, we've lost Rotten.
Duck.
Right down.
Rotten down. No. Help. All right. Hopefully he comes back. He's still on the screen.
It's his sound. Duck, goose.
Probably. I have an 11-year-old daughter, Ellie. She has a best friend, Sophie, 12. Both of the girls are special needs and are around 6 years old mentally. Sophie's mom called me yesterday and said that they were at an indoor playground, and Sophie wanted to know if Ellie could come and play. Sophie's mom offered to put me on her punch card. She prepays for 10 to 20 visits at a time because it's cheaper. So it would be free for me. So I got Ellie in the car and we met them at the playground. After about an hour of playing, the girl started getting hungry. I packed a snack for Ellie, but Sophie's mom didn't have any snacks on her. I told her they sell snacks in the front, but she claimed that she didn't have any money and asked me to buy Sophie some goldfish. I said sure, Venmo me, and I'll grab some. I said sure, Venmo me, and I'll grab some. I said no and took care of my kid, and it's not my job to take care of hers too. She said she paid for my kid to get in so I could cover the $2 for the goldfish. I told her if she wanted me to bring snacks, she could have told me and when she invited me, but I won't be wasting $2 for a 50-cent bag of goldfish because she was unprepared. She went up to the front, and I don't know if she lied about not having money, but she came back with goldfishes and fruit snacks. Now she's being petty, asking me to pay her back for all the times we used their membership and gas passes.
Well, I don't think
So
that's
we
being petty. I
getting
think
along.
you established the parameters of the relationship, and she's saying, well, if that's how things are going to be, then you owe me for all the stuff I gave you.
Yeah. All right.
You get the dichotomy here as dichotomy. It would have been nice for you to do, but you're under no obligation to do it, and you're certainly not a terrible person for not doing it, especially when everything, as Terry said, you established the parameters beforehand.
Yep.
No. I'm saying that it's retroactive. Like there's like she gave them all this free in like free tickets or whatever, like admission to the place. And then so this woman is now saying, okay, but I want you to pay me the $2 for whatever. It's like, okay, if that's the new rules, then you owe me for the last 50 times I let you in for free. Like, I agree. She's not under any obligation to buy the snacks, but if someone is good enough to give you free admission repeatedly, I think it's kind of the decent thing to do to spend a couple bucks on getting their kids some food.
It's just $2. I can shit out $2. Like, here, take it. Go away.
No. But it's not even about the $2. It's relative to what she's received, which is free admission, which I'm guessing costs considerably more. If someone gives you a free thing, it kind of seems scummy to then be like, okay, but you need to give me the $2 for the snacks. It's like,
well, no, the person who's giving the admission is the one demanding the other provide the snacks retroactively, demanding oh, hey, we're doing this, you do that.
okay, so if it's the person providing the free admission demanding free stuff in exchange, that's kind of shitty too.
Yeah,
It's a lot of assholes to go around.
Yeah, the thing with this is that to quote Terry, it still is the parameters were established at the beginning. Now, if she'd wanted her to pack bring snacks and everything, more than happy to do it. But to turn around and say, hey, I didn't mention this, we didn't discuss this, you have to do this for my kid to account for
my lack of conscious thought.
Yeah,
To
my lack of planning.
To suddenly exact a toll on your kindness is not exactly kosher.
Yeah, I think it depends, like Sean in chat is saying. If it was demanding or asking, if she was like, because I gave you free admission, you must now, okay, no, then you're being a dick. But if it's just, look, hey, could you get some snacks for my daughter? And then this other lady's like, no. And then she's being an ungrateful bitch.
And I can totally understand the lady's reasoning about not wanting to pay the ridiculous prices on site when she could have turned around and packed her own.
I mean, sure, but I think
beforehand being like, hey, I don't know if my daughter will get hungry. Can you pack in some extra snacks just to be safe?
I think, like, even if the snacks are overpriced, I mean, if someone like, I'm assuming these people were friends before this blew out of, like, if Tira and I went somewhere and he said, oh, look, I don't have any money, can you just get the tab this time, and then, like, presumably next time he'll get me, it's fine. I wouldn't be like, no, you shouldn't. Like, no, we're friends. You can be, you should do nice things for your friends if it's easy to accommodate.
I mean, again, I can see that. That's more, hey, well, you got me last time, I'll get us this time.
Yeah, but that's basically what this is. The woman is saying, I've given you, like, free admission, and so I don't think it's unreasonable then to kind of just expect, it was like, look, because of, you got in for free, do you mind just getting the snacks for everyone? That kind of seems like a fair exchange. I don't really have a problem with. But again, if it was a demand, if it was, I gave you this, so you now must, then okay, yeah, then you're being a bitch. But if it's just like, again, hey, do this for me, that would be fine.
The context of the story is she says she asked me. Now it could be we're not getting, but the context in which she said it was an ask, not a demand.
Yeah, well, if it was an ask, then I've got no problem with it. And I think saying no is pretty rude. It's like, like the same example is like, if Tia invites me to, I don't know, some like to the movies, he buys the tickets and then he says, oh, do you mind getting the popcorn? Like, I think it would be incredibly rude of me to say, no, if you want popcorn, you should buy your own. It's like, look, he's already been very nice by giving me free tickets. It's kind of shitty if I won't return the courtesy.
I think the woman, the author, is the asshole in this situation. Now, I'm not going to say she's above me. She's about an 8, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe a 7.
I will say this, Terry. Watch out if you're gonna go to the movies with Tier. That whole thing.
I get a little handsy.
He has to go to buy the popcorn. That whole thing. With how much the popcorn is there, he's gonna be expecting you to put out.
Well, I mean, he can expect whatever he likes on that front, but there will be no. We might have to sit on opposite aisles to avoid that.
That's some
You hear
bullshit,
that, Terry?
Terry.
You're not getting any hanky panky in the movie theater just because you buy him popcorn and drinks.
And trust me,
That's
because
some
when you do something for a friend, that doesn't mean you own them. Yeah, of course not. I mean, like I said, if she was demanding, then it would be totally different. But if she's like, oh, hey, because I got, gave you free admission, do you mind getting the snacks? I don't think that's an unreasonable request.
I mean, it's not about owning. Like, again, friendship is a give and take. If it's like Tari, the example Tari used, if Tari's always buying me dinner or lunch, he's always buying me lunch, and the one time Tari needs me to buy him lunch, oh no, I can't do it. If you wanted lunch, you should put your own money.
Yeah, I think that would be incredibly rude.
That's rude. Like you're just a leech at that point. It makes it seem like I'm only Tari's friend because he buys me lunch.
Yeah.
It was $2. She doesn't seem like she's on some sort of fixed income where, oh God, that $2 could mean, life or death. I'm not getting that vibe from this story. Maybe I'm missing context. It's possible, but it's $2 fucking. Yes, they're overpriced, but it's just what it is. Or you could have just brought extra stuff just in case.
That's kind of why I went with the movies analogy, because everyone knows that the popcorn at the movies is grossly overpriced. But even so, I don't think it would be unreasonable if you got me free tickets to the movies. If you say, "Do you mind getting the popcorn?" That's a fair request.
Basically, going tit for tat.
Yeah, I mean, if you've done something nice for me, then I don't think it's unreasonable for you to request, again, not demand, just request that I do some favor for you in exchange. Like, it's just kind of what friends are. It's like I would have no problem with someone doing that, saying, "Oh, look, I bought the tickets. Do you mind getting the popcorn?" Not a problem. That's completely fair.
People these days, my friends. All right, it's past the 2-hour mark, and I got work in the AM. So, and Tari needs to eat dinner. So, Tari, oh fuck, Rodden, we're doing Talking Into the Void this week.
Hi, yes, si, oui, da.
Oh my
All right,
God.
so. And Angela,
I need to learn more yeses so I can actually do that better.
Angela, are you gonna be on Quippers tonight?
I am.
All right, so Rodden has his Talking Into the Void, which is every other Sunday. We usually just shoot the shit with Mitch Nemo, which is always fucking fun. Angela will be on Quippers tonight with that's on Jack Gunski's channel. James probably will be. Well, he's a regular on Quippers, so I'm not even gonna say probably.
Yeah.
He's a regular. He's gonna be on Quippers. Tari, please tell me. I called the Daily Wire. I called Tenet. I think I got you interviews. Please tell me you went to him.
We've been over this. I give such little shit about Israel that the Daily Wire has basically got me on a niggle list.
God damn.
Ooh.
You know how many? I I had to go to a synagogue and talk to him.
I could say a blacklist, but you all know what I meant.
Yeah. I had to go into a synagogue and talk with Ben Shapiro. I had to wear the little hat band.
The little Jew beanie.
Yeah. Come
A
on, now.
yarmulke?
The Jew beanie.
Yep.
I had to wear one.
You'll be fine.
All right. Okay. Crowder. I talked to Crowder. Come on. At least tell me.
No. Unfortunately, I don't think Crowder would like me if he met me, because I don't like him, and I don't think Crowder likes people who don't like him.
CNN is looking for talent.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I have the talent to be a CNN anchor. I'm too honest.
Okay.
I was gonna say he's not a good enough liar.
Terry,
Yeah.
enough.
I've heard of a stream which you might want to jump on. It'll be happening next week, called The Midnight Show. You down?
Oh God, that sounds awful. No thanks.
yeah. I think they're looking for talent. They're looking. I know that much. All right. Tari
What they
is
allowed me on.
Tari is on Mr. Adams' Minions Night, which is Mondays. He's on Hammer's Minions Night, which is Wednesdays. He's on He's on Johnny Hellcat's Minions Night when he does a game stream, which is Thursdays. He's on Six of Silver streams. He's on Quippers. He's on Frosted the Corner on Fridays. And Quippers is Sundays at about 7, if I'm not mistaken. And the corner, when Frosted has it, is Fridays at 9. If Frosted isn't doing Quippers, him and Jack play a game. Aren't you guys doing Monkey Island too?
I think that's what Jack decided the next game's going to be. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other thing I'm missing?
No, but I will complain about Twitter because someone was retarded on Twitter and it annoyed me. So I said, given what they say about the only good politicians, I think Bud Dwyer should run for president. And someone said, too bad he's dead. He's like, that's the joke, you retard. So
retards being retards. Will, you're doing paint drying stream this week, right?
I had to call this week's stream just because combination of lack of preparation and the fact that it's not been a good week for the disabilities, and I haven't been that way today. Upcoming weekend should be a game stream, I think.
Dude, if you need to call off, if you ever need to call, if I invite you on, you need to call off. You know, you can always say, hey, I'm not feeling too good.
Yeah, well, the key distinction there being is for the paint dry stream, I have to set up the studio, which has me. Aside from that physical activity itself, I have to be leaning forward, hunched over the artwork and everything. And if the joint's complaining badly, I don't fold like that. For this stream, I can recline all the way back in my easy chair. It's a little bit easier to pull off.
Okay, all right. Are you going to do any more of your creepypastas?
I will be doing more narrations. Yes, I don't have any more completed yet, but I have started reading for them.
Okay, sweet. That's about it. Nothing I can remember that I need to bring up. Next week, I just confirmed Johnny Hellcat will be on with us. So it'll be one cat, one black cat, next black cat.
Yeah, I'll see you next week.
We'll see your other personality next week.
Yes.
We'll see our personality next week.
You say that like I've only got 2.
You're a fucking collective. You're a hive mind. You got a trillion. I will have the intro next week because I will finish shutting up my new computer and rearranging my room to accommodate it. Hopefully, I will have some brand new bells and whistles, and I will be trying to make it better. I will also be trying to make Rotten's outro better. You know, the
Okay, so I'll be
samurai.
sure to miss the first 5 minutes of the show.
Go to hell. Other than that,
That's right. I still
He's
have to
not.
record an outro for myself.
other than that, I got nothing else. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, stream's over. Good night, everybody.
Have a good
See you
night.
guys.
Be safe.
Bye.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our show has come to an end. You will never get by me, Trust Panda. We'd like to thank our guests for joining us, and we'd like to thank you for joining us. I will end your bloodline. You will not survive. We'd like to invite you to join us next week for the next installment of the show. You will never make it out of your life. I shall kill you.
Oh man, that was like
yeah, it's the outro that needs to be improved.
Oh, shots fired.